Good morning and happy Tuesday. Happy Thrive and Shine Tuesday, everyone. So, this is a pre recorded video. Did not necessarily want to go live. However, I did want to prepare or conduct this video because this was something that was also dropped in my spirit as I was on my way in to the office this morning. And so, of course, in the morning time for me, that's my time of just meditation, thinking, being, journaling, being intentional, trying to be intentional about my day. So as I'm driving in, I just began to think. I was like about various relationships that I have and that I've had throughout the years. And one thing about me, I'm like, I don't care what relationship it is. I'm like, always be honest, open, transparent, and upfront with me. Always be truthful with me, no matter what. And then I began to think, I was like, you know what, it's interesting that when you have relationships, whether it's relationships with family members, friends, co-workers, significant others, or just people in general, we live in such a environment where everything offends everyone. It's like you can no longer be yourself. You can no longer say anything without offending someone. But then I think back, and the Bible said that in this day and time, all will be offended. Like everyone, no matter what is said, no matter what is done, people will find offense to it. And I'm just at a point, I'm like, God, I don't want to feel offended each time someone says something to me, because if I'm constantly offended by what someone says to me, that means I lack maturity and developmental growth. And so I was like, I just want people to be honest and upfront with me, because this is the thing. When someone can be honest and upfront with you and just be transparent and authentic, and either tell you what they feel like they need to tell you, it's going to be one of the things. It's going to be fact, or it's going to be truth. And I say fact, F-A-C-T, because if it's fact, that means it's fact according to their experience or that they've had. Not necessarily with you, but just experiences that they've had throughout the years. And if it's truth, that means it's in accordance, in alignment to who you are. And so when someone is upfront with you about something, or as they say, keeping it 100 and keeping it real, you can take it either or. You can take it as fact, that it's according to their experience, or as truth. And then you have to look at it. Is this true? Is this in alignment with who I am? Is this in alignment with the authentic me? If it's not in alignment with who you are and your authentic self, doesn't mean you have to accept it. You can hear what they're saying, and then if it does not pertain to you, if it's not authentic to who you are, you don't have to hold on to it. But many of us, when people say something, we take it personal and we want to hold on to it. We want to hold it hostage in our life instead of releasing it and allowing it to do what it does. And once again, it's just because someone says something doesn't mean it's truth to who you are. But it could just be fact to who they are. And so I always try and take things when people win, because people look at me and they think, oh, she's so timid, she's so nice, I don't want to say anything to hurt her. And I have to tell people, like, y'all don't realize I've been through enough to understand, I'm not weak. Like, you can say something to me and I'm just gonna be like, okay, yeah, I may go back and meditate on it and say, okay, is that fact or is that truth? So one, never be afraid to say what you feel like you need to say to me. I am not some weak, timid, oh, they hurt my feelings type of person. Because another thing, I don't take everything that people say personal. I've learned that years ago. Don't take everything that people say and do personal, because a lot of times it's not about you, it's about who they are as a person. It's about what they're going through, their experiences, their insecurities, their traumas, or whatever. But the thing is, if it's truth to you, and or if they say something and then I go back and I reevaluate that and I reevaluate myself, and if it is in alignment with who I am in that moment, because I'm not living in my authentic self, then I'm like, God, help me to use this deficiency as help me to use it to grow and to develop into a better person. Because I always, that's my one of my main goals in life, is to always grow, to always develop into a better person. So I'm like, help me to use what's negative in my life, turn around to positive, and that it develops me spiritually, mentally, emotionally, me as a person, that my authentic self will shine through and grow through. So I just jumped on really quick to make this video. I know it's going on 7 minutes, but to say is, don't be offended at everything that people say and do. One, because it's not necessarily about you. It's about their experiences, what they've been through, their insecurities, their traumas, their childhood developmental issues that they've gone through. But also be mindful that when people say something, evaluate it and ask yourself, is it fact based on what they've been through? Or is it truth based on my authentic self or who I am right now? If it's truth and it's a negative truth, ask, how can I use this to positively develop and become a better person? And once again, if it's fact, let it go. Let it be. Detach. Stop attaching everything that's not meant to attach itself to you, whether person, being, thing, whatever. But at the same time, let's, as a community, as a people, stop being offended every time someone says something. And it kind of takes me back really quick with my niece. It's like, whatever you say to her, she's like, I'm offended. And a lot of times she's being dramatic. I get it. But I tell her, stop being offended over everything. Not everything people say is to offend you. And if you continue to be offended, you're going to continue to live in an immature, have an immature lifestyle. Like, no one is going to be able to say anything to you. You're not going to grow. You're going to continue to remain the same. And then you're going to wonder why you go through certain things, or certain relationships are no longer, or you don't have certain relationships. In relationships, true, authentic relationships, you have to have relationships that are honest, that are truthful, that are loving, that are kind but real at the same time. Like, I can be kind to you, but yet I can tell you the truth. And please understand that when I tell you something that quote unquote you're offended by, I'm saying it from a place of love. Why? Because I want you to grow. I want you to develop into a better person. I want you to be a better person. I want you to have all that God has for you. And if we continue to live immature, insecure lives, we'll never reach our full potential and our full goals. So on that note, once again, when people say something to you, don't be so easily beset to get offended. Take it in. No, don't necessarily hold on to it if it's not truth to who you are, but use whatever people say to develop into a better person. So I know this isn't like the best ending, but I just really wanted to share that this morning. So I hope everyone has a wonderful and great day. Peace and blessings to everyone. Peace out.